Listen up, interest rates are through the roof right now, and this economy is squeezing every last dime out of our pockets. You want to know how bad things really are? Just walk onto any dealership lot. You will see rows of brand new cars just sitting there, collecting dust, because absolutely nobody is buying them. But here's the terrifying part. Right now, 7 million Americans are more than 90 days behind on their car loans. 7 million. We are nearing the absolute worst peak since the Great Recession. As a mechanic, I am under the hood and crawling under chassis every single day, so I see the ugly truth firsthand. The thing hemorrhaging the most in my shop is not motor oil, it is my customers' bank accounts. People are trapped massively underwater on loans for brand new cars that just vaporized 50, 60, even 80% of their value in the blink of an eye. Buying the wrong vehicle in this economy is not just a stroke of bad luck, it is straight up financial suicide. Today, I am pulling the curtain back on 10 rolling disasters that are dragging millions of families into a pit of debt. And just wait until you see the vehicle sitting at the #1 spot. It comes from a brand that everyone treats like the undisputed king of reliability, but right now, it is officially the most worthless piece of junk in America. Grab your wrenches, let us get into it. Number 10, Volkswagen ID4. Pulling into the 10th spot is the Volkswagen ID4. Right now, this electric crossover is sitting on dealer lots for a staggering 480 days. That is over a year and a half of market day supply. You know what happens when a vehicle sits that long? The batteries degrade, the tires flat spot, and the lot rot sets in. But the real nightmare starts when you actually buy the thing for nearly $50,000. The biggest issue I see rolling into my bay is the 12-volt battery system. Despite having a massive 84 kilowatt-hour main battery, this car relies on an old flooded lead-acid 12-volt battery to run the doors, the computers, and the main contactors. The software completely fails to consistently recharge that little 12-volt battery. So owners wake up, walk out to their driveway, and find a completely dead, bricked car. You cannot even unlock the doors. It becomes a $50,000 paperweight. The infotainment software is an unoptimized, laggy disaster, and that belongs on a $20 throwaway phone, not a German automobile. And here's the fatal blow. Volkswagen declared software version 3.x end of life for models made before 2024. If you bought a 2023, your car is technologically obsolete forever because the hardware cannot handle the new updates. Owners are dumping these things, and the resale value is absolutely in the gutter. Number 9, Alfa Romeo Giulia. Next up at number 9 is the Alfa Romeo Giulia. I will admit, when one of these is on my lift, I cannot help but stare. It is a beautiful machine, and it drives like an absolute dream when it is actually working. The problem is, it almost never works. This car sheds 54% of its value in 3 years because the used market is terrified of it, and for good reason. Underneath that gorgeous Italian sheet metal is an electrical system that seems to be held together by hope and electrical tape. Owners are reporting more service appointments than oil changes. I have chased electronic throttle failures, engine computers that completely brick themselves, and random limp mode activations that leave drivers stranded on the side of the highway. We are talking about a car that originally cost over $51,000, now seeing trade-in offers around $24,000. The Giulia is a check engine light waiting to happen. If you do not have a dealership within 100 miles, you simply cannot own this car because independent shops like mine are constantly fighting the proprietary software just to clear basic codes. It is a heartbreak sedan that will drain your wallet faster than a blown turbo seal. Number 8, Dodge Hornet. Sitting at number 8 is the Dodge Hornet. Dodge tried to sell the American public a subcompact muscle crossover for the American public, but anybody with a wrench knows the dirty secret. This is not American muscle. It is a rebadged Alfa Romeo Tonale, built in Italy, a rebadged Italian import. Dodge simply slapped a different grille on it, loaded it up with aggressive marketing, and asked nearly $40,000 for it. Buyers saw right through the deception, and now the Hornet is hemorrhaging value rapidly. 51% of its value. The electrical system on this crossover is a disaster, is an absolute disaster zone. I have heard from many owners whose dashboards fail, whose dashboards go completely blank while driving at highway speeds. The cruise control deactivates constantly, and the factory alarm systems trigger randomly, waking up entire neighborhoods in the middle of the night. One poor guy had his brand new Hornet die completely after just 6 months. When the dealership plugged the scanner in, it threw 20 different error codes simultaneously. 20 codes on a brand new car. Another owner spent 4 different visits at the dealership over a 6-month period, and the car sat waiting for parts for over a month straight. Dodge loyalists feel completely betrayed by this imposter, by this Italian imposter, and the used market is punishing this vehicle mercilessly. Rolling in at number 7 is the Ford F-150 Lightning. Ford electrified America's best-selling pickup truck, and then watched it fail so spectacularly that they had to temporarily halt production. This truck is shedding 47% of its value, from an original price of nearly $75,000. That is $35,000 vanishing into thin air in less than 2 years. Let me tell you what truck guys talk about in my shop: capability. Traditional truck buyers want proven durability, not range anxiety. If you live somewhere cold, the Lightning becomes practically useless. One owner started his morning at 37 degrees, with 149 miles of range. After driving just 64 miles with absolutely no payload, he had only 37 miles left. The cold weather obliterates the battery performance, and do not even think about towing. If you hook up a small 3,700-pound trailer, you will burn through 90 miles of range just to travel 32 miles. A truck that cannot tow and cannot handle the cold is not a truck. It is a very heavy, very expensive golf cart. Dealer lots are overflowing with 100 days of unsold inventory, and owners are taking a massive bath on the resale value. At number 6, we have the Tesla Cybertruck. This was supposed to be Elon Musk's masterpiece, a vehicle that would appreciate in value like fine art. Instead, it has become a depreciation disaster of epic proportions, losing 50% of its value in less than 2 years. When it first launched, the hype was so ridiculous that early speculators were flipping these stainless steel wedges for $150,000. But the bubble popped faster than a cheap retread tire on the interstate. Tesla ramped up production so aggressively that the exclusivity vanished overnight. Now, early adopters who paid $100,000 for the Foundation series are getting trade-in offers of $60,000 or less. As a mechanic, looking closely at these trucks is horrifying. The stainless steel body panels are notoriously difficult to align, and owners are complaining about rust spots and corrosion forming in the first few weeks of ownership. The sharp, blocky design completely alienated actual truck buyers, ranchers, and contractors who need a vehicle for real work. Once the initial wave of tech guys got their toys, demand evaporated into thin air. It is a massive financial loss for anyone who bought at the peak. Let me pause right here and wipe the grease off my hands for a second. If you are finding this breakdown helpful and it is saving you from making a massive financial mistake, do me a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel out, and trust me, the vehicles coming up next are absolute financial nightmares. Coming in at number 5, let's look at the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Kicking off the top 5 is the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Stellantis asked buyers to pay over $100,000 for this ultra-luxury family hauler, and the market responded by slashing its value by 48% almost instantly. We are talking about nearly $50,000 of depreciation. I have had these on the lift, and let me tell you, it does not feel like a six-figure vehicle. The doors do not have that solid luxury thud, they sound hollow and cheap. The interior trims feel like hard plastic pulled from a $30,000 rental car. But the real horror show is under the hood. The new 3-liter twin-turbo inline-6 Hurricane engine is an overly complex plumbing nightmare. You have multiple coolant lines, oil lines feeding the turbos, and electronic wastegates. Now, these early reports are absolutely terrifying. We are seeing thermostat failures causing severe overheating, turbo oil leaks dripping all over the subframe, and complete engine failures before the vehicle even hits 20,000 miles. Imagine paying $110,000 for a Jeep and the engine detonates before you finish the break-in period. Dealers are so desperate to move these that they are knocking up to $20,000 off the sticker price brand new, which absolutely nukes the used market value. Number 4, Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. At number 4 is the Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. Mercedes tried to build the electric equivalent of the legendary S-Class, but instead, they built an aerodynamic egg that loses 61% of its value. Buyers paid over $110,000, expecting the pinnacle of German luxury, but what they got was cramped third-row seating, cheap interior plastics that creak when you press on them, and a hyper-complicated tech interface that frustrates everyone who tries to use it. From a maintenance perspective, this thing is a nightmare. For your wallet, it weighs a massive 5,600 pounds. All that weight combined with the instant electric torque means this vehicle literally devours tires. Owners are coming into shops having to replace massive 21-inch tires every 15,000 miles, when a set of tires costs you up to $1,500. Used buyers get terrified. Mercedes panicked when sales tanked and flooded the market with heavy lease incentives. Now, those leases are up. The market is flooded with used models, and low-mileage examples are trading around $60,000. Losing $66,000 in 2 years is not just depreciation, it is financial annihilation. Number 3, Fisker Ocean. Coming in at number 3 is the Fisker Ocean. This is not just a bad car, it is a tragedy. The Ocean holds the crown for catastrophic depreciation, losing an astonishing 80% of its value in under 2 years. Vehicles that cost over $60,000 brand new are now sitting on lots for $8,000. Why? Because Fisker filed for bankruptcy. Modern electric vehicles are essentially software-defined machines that require active cloud servers for over-the-air updates and basic functionality. Without the company hosting those servers, The ocean is turning into a digital brick. As a mechanic, if an ocean rolls into my shop, I cannot fix it. The key fobs stop unlocking the doors. The advanced driver assistance systems shut down, and the signature rotating central touchscreen just randomly freezes or goes completely black. There is no future support, there is no parts availability, and there is no company to honor the warranty. It is a cautionary tale about the extreme dangers of buying an unproven vehicle from a startup with shaky finances. You are basically paying thousands of dollars for a static driveway ornament. Number 2, Maserati Levante. Taking the runner-up spot at number 2 is the Maserati Levante. If financial ruin had a hood ornament, it would be the Maserati Trident. This luxury SUV shed 70% of its value from a price tag that ranges from $92,000 up to $130,000. Folks who financed these vehicles were massively underwater the second they drove off the lot. Maserati consistently ranks dead last in reliability surveys, and this vehicle proves why. The Levante boasts a Ferrari-derived engine, which sounds amazing until you have to pay for the maintenance. You have to pay for the maintenance. We are talking about $500 oil changes, $3,000 brake jobs, and tires that barely last 10,000 miles. But here's the real insult. You are paying Ferrari maintenance prices for a vehicle packed with cheap parts pulled straight out of the Stellantis parts bin. You recognize window switches and infotainment screens from a Dodge. Once the factory warranty expires, the used market treats this vehicle like toxic waste. Dealerships do not want them as trade-ins. Private buyers are terrified of the repair bills, and auction values are in freefall. It is essentially fool's gold. Number 1, Toyota Mirai. And finally, we have reached number 1. The absolute worst, fastest depreciating, most worthless car in America is the Toyota Mirai. Yes, the company known as the undisputed king of reliability created a vehicle that suffers a catastrophic 77% loss in value. Cars that stickered for $64,000 are now sitting on used lots for $7,000, and some dealers flat out refuse to take them as trade-ins. So, how exactly does this happen? The Mirai is powered by hydrogen fuel cells, and the infrastructure has completely collapsed. Shell announced the permanent closure of its hydrogen stations in California, which is the only state that even has a real hydrogen network. Owners are stuck with vehicles they literally cannot refuel. They drive 30 miles to a station, only to find the pumps are broken, frozen to the car, or completely out of fuel. And if you do manage to find hydrogen, the price has skyrocketed to over $36 per kilogram. That means it costs nearly $180 to fill the tank, for a meager 300 miles of range. That is roughly 60 cents per mile to drive. No one in their right mind can rationalize buying a used Mirai for even $10,000 when the monthly fuel bill is higher than a luxury car payment. Toyota made a stubborn bet on hydrogen and turned the Mirai into a technological dead end. It is not broken, it is just entirely useless. There you have it, 10 rolling disasters that are destroying bank accounts across the country. From broken promises and electrical nightmares to dead-end technologies and bankrupt companies, these vehicles prove that just because a car is brand new and expensive does not mean it is a smart purchase. In an economy where every dollar counts, you cannot afford to buy a vehicle that drops 50 to 80% of its value the moment you turn the key. Stick to the proven platforms. Ignore the marketing hype and do your research before signing any loan paperwork. So I have to ask you, which of these massive depreciation hits shocked you the most? Are you or anyone you know stuck underwater with one of these models? Drop your horror stories down in the comments below. And if you got some solid value out of this video and want to keep your wallet safe from automotive disasters, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our next breakdown. Keep your wrenches turning, buy smart. And I will see you in the next one.